Alright, hi everyone. Hi Shane. Yeah, I just saw that just now because you messaged. I am confused why people would do that of all things. Like, there are a lot of things you can speedrun, but a non-mission mode in a music game is not really the best. Like, it's one thing to have showcases, but I don't really think speedrun.com needed a page. Like, I think this will be more appropriate when they finally get World Max into PIU Rise, because then there's actually a chance of failure, which means time is actually not static. Well, rules can vary. I mean, for fuck's sake, in Home Alone 1, because of the way the game worked, I'm pretty sure we have like a 300+ tie for first place. I guess you have a frame-perfect finish if you do it right. Exactly. It would just be like, here, finish every song, and it's like, that's not interesting. Like, that's... Just finishing songs in a music game perspective is not interesting for a speedrun. Missions, at least in World Max and the such, were interesting because you could easily fail, but depending on how you failed, you could bail out to reduce the time lost. Anyways, that's another can of worms. I don't know. They can have fun with it, but it's also very arbitrary because, hey, the game's still in early access. Stuff is still getting added to the game, which means those times on the difficulty folders are going to get longer and longer and longer. So it really doesn't make much sense to do that. I mean, we're getting World Max. That's confirmed on the developer's roadmap plan that they posted. Hey, Jack. But it's not yet. It's going to be probably after the final release. Remember, we're still in early access. Anyways, in completely unrelated news, we're doing qualifiers today for full mode because I have not participated in a full mode event in a while. About a year and a half minimum. I just haven't played for a few seasons now. And considering I need to play in a tournament next month, this is a good chance for me to get my ass in gear and make sure I'm practicing. So we're going to be playing stuff. So let's get started here. Let's get a warm up, and then we have several qualifiers that we need to play. We need to play 3 of every mode, each mode. Much more.
New series. Critical series. So, burst to 0. Current to high. Fiesta to Fiesta 2. Fiesta high.
I know. Just like I have some fun. This one's a fun one. Can't really go wrong with any of the demos for this series. No, I don't think I had played that ever since I had to like. I had tried to triple S it on VJ and XX. It's been a while. It's fun at least.
Absolutely perfect!
The whole
Next
You've Got
stage.
series is good for getting your body warm because there's a lot of movement in every chart.
Though it's only for time, I can make you feel right. Though it's only for time. Though it's only for time.
Gotta work on those at some point. It's a harder one. It's a fun one, but it's definitely a harder one. No problem. It was introduced in the last XX patch.
Absolutely
Hi, Jim.
perfect!
Hi, Gigi. Yeah, it's a song. I do really enjoy this chart, though. This is a really fun one. It's a good warm-up, too, just because you have some good movement and good runs.
Next stage.
So I play this one a lot more than I'd like to admit. Like, at least we had a lot of fun with this one. Spam had a lot of fun. Like, you've got the spin, you've got the wonky turning at the very end, and it's all what it should be for this song.
That was fun. Song was not.
The thing is, like, I like this song more than some other songs. I would much rather listen to this than listening to boring stuff like No No No. Because at least then I have some energy and I have some fun with it. Alright, let's work through the lower qualifiers. I probably won't submit them, but let's work through the lower qualifiers.
Yeah, to see those simple doubles.
It's three each. It's been changed for a while.
Because the rules say
That's old rules from first season. Jonathan already changed those.
I just read them when they already
Yeah,
announced this
from
season.
first season. Because he talked about that. He's like, oh yeah, I haven't updated that since first season, which was like years ago. So, it's 3. Your top 3 from each division. So we'll just start with the S21s and go from there.
Prime, Fiesta to Fiesta 2, Burst to 0, Phoenix.
Don't play this one that often. This song is fine for the most part. No problem.
Absolutely perfect!
Yeah, like I agree, because if you get a song that literally nobody wants to touch, what was the point of even putting it? If you get someone as mad as most people can be about it, you at least have some justification for having it.
Next stage.
Like, I do heavily disagree with a lot of recent licenses in this game, but they appeal to some people. Yeah, that's one of the ones. First period I can understand. Second's just like, but people apparently like it. Some people do. I'm actually okay with Nekoya. The only pick-me I don't like is the first one. That one is genuinely not good. The other two are like, passable. Like, they are what they are. Well, the other qualifier happened to be right here. Yes, because second period has the 240 BPM section for 20 plus seconds. 30 probably. That's kind of important. Because that part is extremely difficult. And what makes second period memorable in a not so good way from a listening perspective. Because that is by far the part I dislike the most. Now, to be fair, every chart for both first and second period is extremely fun. I'm not gonna lie, they are incredibly fun for what they are. Like, if you're gonna give me a shit-ass song, at least go ham with it. Speaking of licenses I do not like. There are some old songs that work great for this game. This is not one of them. This is not representative of P-Life's quality these days. It's a song that just exists.
Absolutely perfect!
Like I said, this song is old. This is from like 2009. And that alone wouldn't disqualify it. Because we do have stuff from like 2010 and 2011 BMSs. But those aged better. This one's not really representative of what P-Light can put out now. And it's especially bad because they did not take the background video because of flashing warnings and such. And I kind of have to be like, if you need to reject a song's video based on that, it's probably not a good fit to begin with. I don't mind Chobit Flavor as a song, and I'm actually okay with it in Waka. I do not enjoy Chobit Flavor in this game because the cut is not as good, and it's very repetitive.
I feel like they didn't have much choice. They were offered the package and had to deal with whatever they got in the package.
Well, maybe this is a case of, hey, we do have this package, but we can choose not to use them. And that's on the planners. Unless, like, contract stipulates you must put it in. Because that was kind of the case with us with girls' butts.
Well, maybe budgeting be like, you spend the money, you must use it now.
If that were the case, then Raven Till the Night is Over would be back in the game, and it's not. So,
It's
no.
also-
Yeah, it's not, like, an impressive song to begin with. It's fine to listen to on its own, but it's not particularly interesting to listen to, especially in the context of punk. In Waka, I felt it was better. Like I said, the cut was better in Waka. Just things in general are kind of screwed. Oh, I get to do duel. Nice. And I just did this one not too long ago. It might be the other way. Yeah, this is all kind of screwed. There you go. Let's see if I can get the ending, because the ending is pretty difficult to get cleanly.
Absolutely perfect!
Thank you. I love every chart for Duel. Even like my least favorite one, which I think it's D21, it's still pretty fun. It's a good one. And I actually do appreciate there being two higher end singles with very different ideas. They contrast each other well, and they're also both very fun to play.
Game over!
Because I think S21 is a really, really neat one, and it's good to at least put in the 270s. Not many modern players will do them, but they work out great. And then the S22 is pretty standard, but very well written for what it is. Like, there are definitely some great examples of Phoenix of so-and-so was definitely the right person to do this set of charts. And Duel, I feel, is like one of those times. Because when Pfeffams gets a song and he really likes it, you can tell. He kind of takes after Nimgo in that respect. Because this, Cosmic Railroad, Decadence. It's like when you can tell the step maker's having a good time, it really comes across in the charts in the best way possible. Speaking of Duel, shout out to Windforce just knocking out the D24 in one shot. That dude is... watching him like do his technique on that chart is really funny because there's points like the yellow, blue, red anchors that happen. His technique is so efficient that he's basically hitting brackets and constantly triggering this, but this is never hit in the pattern, so he doesn't get punished, so it's really funny to watch. Oh, Holland? I liked Holland's songs. It was 2 though. I liked the Holland songs, and in general I enjoyed the charts. They were interesting. We had a good time with them. Like, it was nice to get a change up and actually get some hip hop. Some like actually relatively recent hip hop. It was very funny that they released both those songs in the same update and were written by the same person. That was a little silly. I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that. You're right. Alright, Cross Souls next.
New teams. Difficulty zone level 12. Level 20 level 22.
I've been struggling with this one, so I just want to put up a decent score. I don't really care to like put up like a super, super optimized score. I like to out. I don't want to deal with the same, so let's just throw that on. Ooh. Excuse me. I had cereal like about an hour and a half ago, but I think it's already trying to make my stomach bad. I kind of have to eat like the moment I get up so that I have enough time to digest and play, because I go to work for 12 hours, so it's like eating after is not really feasible. I'll already be hungry before I start. Such is the life of a night worker. I almost missed that last one. I felt that. I was so close. Well, that's nice to get out of the way.
Absolutely
I wasn't
perfect.
expecting that, to be honest.
Wow! New record!
But hey, good to knock that one out. Yeah, because ending runs of that are pretty scary because it's easy to splash into the other panels when you have to do the turning. And you just get a whole bunch of grades, goods, bads.
Next stage.
You have to be really careful if you're going to full turn it like I do. I do like that chart. I don't really care for the song still. But it's an acceptable song for me. It's just my least favorite of the crosses that are in Punk for me. And it's acceptable. There are some really neat things about it. Alright, well, that's those. So we have two S23s, which I will definitely not be PGing. Because one is Underworld, which I'm terrible at the ending for. And the other is Trick Lash, which I'm just kind of terrible in general at. It's like we went... we had two FFM charts back-to-back earlier before this. Now we're going to have two Conrad charts back-to-back. And that's going to... that's going to make me kind of refocus here. Alright, Underworld. This I have to get the JG off because this thing is actually surprisingly early because of things. That's the wrong chart.
Leverage for level 23.
I really struggle with the ending, so I'm hoping the extra speed helps, but there's no guarantee that will. Because the ending is a bracket mess, and I'm not very good at reading it. Like, I get what the pattern is, but I just flub it so hard a lot of the time. So, hopefully this will work. Because I really should have triple S this, like, a long time ago.
Let's go down to the underground now. Show you the crown is the king of our sound.
That's a lot better at the ending than I usually do. Still need to fix a few parts.
Wow!
Let's
You're
fix that.
awesome!
Probably not that fast.
New record!
Because that is a little fast. Oh, well, we can try 690 one more time. But like I said, that's one of my weaker ones. The ending is just very difficult for me to read and process. stuff in the middle that's pretty challenging to not get a bat on like I did. And since I'm playing for score, like really trying to get as many points out of everything, I don't really want to resort to bracket strats if I don't have to, because I almost always get worse scores that way. Like, I'm not concerned about saving energy, I'm just concerned about just pushing to the end, if that makes sense. Let me turn past G on, let this break for a second while I go look on YouTube at the troublesome sections. Realistically, I should just put M on because I should be having fire less anyways. But, it is what it is. Underworld. Oh, we're at 2.04. Hi, Nika. Sorry, I'm off camera. I will say hi properly in just a second. I need to be careful there. I need to be careful when I'm ready for this. Yeah, just let that die. Side hit.
Let's go down.
Hey, is this really your best?
We'll figure that out. The goal right now is just to get a triple S. Triple S is reasonable. Anyways, hi Nika. I hope you're well, ma'am. Hope you're doing good over there.
Let's go down to the underground now. Show you the crown is the king of our sound.
gonna have to actually do some of the down brackets on that last hold because of the way it's written. Look at that great countdown. Triple S is okay. I think it's doing better.
Wow! New record!
Let's try one more time. The early misses were silly. Yeah, I'm good. All things considered, I'm good.
Next stage.
So we had my circle at local round 1 a couple weeks ago, but I had been playing Prison Plus at the place that's closer to me just because it's cheaper, easier to get to for a while. And they just updated the circle 2 days ago, so that was nice. It was good to have a circle session finally yesterday. I don't really like the theme that much, but lots of little quality of life improvements are really nice. Like the load times are noticeably faster, which I very much enjoy. New content is fun too. I'm very close to hitting plat. Like I'm just like right below the 14.5k threshold. So hopefully I can do a next session, but it also depends on what I can aim for, especially since I'm kind of running out of easier things to score high on that I can reasonably do for my skill set. In the end, number is just a number, so I'm not going to fret too much about it. It'll happen eventually as I get better. And thankfully, progress wasn't fully reset for any kind of grade certification. So like, I was on S5 rank for friend matching and I dropped only down to A5. So at least I don't have to start completely from the bottom. And then for grade certification, I was Shin first Dan. It dropped me back down to just normal 10th, which is fine. So I'm glad, like, I'm glad not as much as getting to reset between versions of this stuff. I think Sega's got the right idea in that regard. I have no idea. It's possible now that my Mai's been rolled out and it's looking to be pretty successful overall. Chuni, I think, would be more on the docket. Definitely not Ongeki. Ongeki's not going to happen. But I think Chuni has a good chance now. That's just going to depend on how Sega USA looks at everything. It might be too expensive to have another set of licenses and such and get captured made. Come on.
Hey, is this
You should
really
just be
your
hitting
best?
it. We'll give that one more try. We'll give that one more actual try. I need to actually hit both these.
Game
Not just
over.
that, because that's what I'm doing. Let's keep all the brackets on the right foot where I can. It'll be easier to keep track of.
Move it up.
They still have a bunch of quals to go through, so I don't want to get hung up too hard.
New tunes. Difficulty zone level 10. Level 23.
I do like this song. So I don't mind listening to it, even if the mastering's not so good on it. Yeah, poor Mondstadt. He was just like, yeah, it was my first time making an original track, so I feel it. It's like, it's a good track for composition-wise. It's just the mastering's a little rough. It also like is nice that Sega is bringing their stuff into like regions over here on this side of the world and kind of force others to do the same. Like, I don't think anybody really had on their bingo card a like U.S. version of Poppin' with new cabs that could be purchased by anybody until like a few months ago. And I think really Sega stepping into the market finally is what forced Konami's hand there. Oh yeah, yeah. So they had like the newer Poppin' style Poppin' cabinets. Like they have the 120 hertz monitor, the buttons on the sides. Yeah, we're getting a U.S. release of that. I don't remember if that's already happened or if it's coming, but it's in the works for sure. It was definitely not on my bingo card, I'll tell you that much.
Let's go down to the underground now. Show you a crown is a king of rock sound.
It's the ending hold. Ending hold I have to work on.
Unbelievable! You
It's
are
the
the
great
best!
now that's stopping. Whatever. That improved the plate, that's okay. Yeah. Yeah, overall it was an improvement on both sides. I'll go with that. That's just my fault for falling behind at the end. Because it's a lot to read.
Next stage.
Yeah, Ikigai's been cranking out the stuff. Shoutouts to Ikigai especially for bringing the My Cab for EG last month. As well as like all the other music games that were in the room, because there were a lot as usual. Like I don't think this was all of Ikigai's, but I can remember off the top of my head in the music game room of the arcade. There's My, 4 Wakas, 2 Voltex cabinets, a Nostalgia, an Ongeki. Sure, there was at least 2 Groove Coasters, a Step Maniacs, a Synchronica, a Crossbeats. I'm sure there's at least one other. U-Beat. There was U-Beat, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah, the Waka is extremely popular at events like these. So I was seeing all 4 cabs in use a decent chunk of the time when I was in there playing either My with the others or just hanging out doing other stuff. Yeah, so like Ikigai's, they're close. I think they're like based in Pittsburgh, so it's easy for them to haul stuff around. They're awesome. Oh God, I am so sorry. That sounds awful for accessibility.
Yeah, I don't know product numbers to include anymore.
Yeah, we'll see. Because now that like anybody who didn't get the news, there's no longer going to be HGQ in Pittsburgh. We're moving to Atlanta next year. So I don't know how that's going to work out. Let me sit my fat ass down for a second. Because we're almost done with singles qualifiers, but I have to do doubles as well. I'm kind of running out of time because I'm blabbing too much. D23 qualifiers just for shits and giggles because they are fun ones, but I don't expect those to get scored.
Let's go down.
Hey, is this really your best?
No, not really. Nice.
Level 23.
Trick flash. Yeah, I don't have a very good score on this. Yes, it does. Excuse me. Stomach. Anyways, what was I going to say? Yeah, so I already get a little bit annoyed with how Chuni and Mai handle their constants. Like, they all have decimal points above a certain level, but you can't see them in-game. You only see, like, the normal rating or the plus rating if it's on a higher end, which is a little annoying. But 2DX has needed an overhaul for so long. When, like, a level 12 can be, like, 5 different tiers of difficulty. And very different tiers of difficulty. That thing needs to just get started over, but we know that like players are not going to adjust to that ever. This is why I was happy Voltex did their changes relatively early, from going from a 15 to 16 point scale and then going to 20. That solved a lot of issues immediately before the song list got too big. And now in Nabla, the newest game, now we have decimals, which is can be helpful. There's always going to be debate on that, but it's at least a bit better. Yeah, that is exactly accurate. I completely forgot about the like pre-read systems. Probably for good reason. Anyways, my score on this is not very good, so let's try and fix that. So many notes.
Next stage.
The chart is fine for what it is, but God, that's just so many notes. Like, this is about the kind of density where I'm slightly walled at in my mind. Where I'm just like barely keeping my brain going. Because there's a lot happening. If it was just like streams with no tech, it wouldn't be that bad. But it's the fact that there's a billion things sprinkled throughout. It wears the head down. And it's easy to fall behind. I mean, we could always go back to old pump systems too. When Banya Classic Hard was downrated to a 7. Newsflash, the current rating's 13. And I think before it was like 10 or 11. Somebody really decided it wanted to be a 7. The Fiesta era did a lot of good things, but rating adjustment was not one of them as a whole. You mean the same one that put Papa Gonzalez and Arch of Darkness on the same difficulty? Here, hold on a second. 'Cause I want to rant about that. Oh, that's right. So they were both 14K bonus. Well,
Hey, is this really your best?
why don't we talk VVV being lower than Bumera and Chimera? VVV. Yeah, and like, I'm pretty sure Turkey March Nightmare was rated lower than like Summer Nightmare. There's just a lot to unpack. The Spro scale was unfortunately very trash. Mostly just because you have a bunch of people that don't really understand pump hard stuff, try and convert ratings for pump hard stuff, and it gets messy.
It was on easy end.
Yeah, but that was also K-pump as well, so I can't blame them as hard on
Kill
that.
into a 10.
Well, that's harder. That's considered harder for them.
I guess. For me, 10 was like mid-range. Supposed to.
Nope. That was laziness creeping in.
Hey, why don't you just get up and dance, man?
This is true for routines. There were very few co-ops before then, and they were not explicitly marked as that, so the pro team just kind of had to go off what they could. The hell is Hellfire? You mean Hellflame? I don't remember what Go Back looked like.
Game over.
Was Go Back even in Pro 2?
No.
What is he thinking then?
He means go back as to get Pro 2.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah. Yeah, which is why we don't do that anymore. Everything that was honestly worth being brought over has already been brought over. At least for stuff that hasn't been gone yet. Because I have things to say about Ignition Starts as a whole, but that's gone, so it's pretty irrelevant to a revival discussion. Now, Elise, I'm not really keen on rigging. I remember talking with Hudson about that, because that was like the first marked 4-player. But he had pretty much done it as like, yeah, I just wanted to do a 4-player for the first time, and it kind of shows. I don't remember Pasacali other than it being a 3-player.
I remember it. I suffered with it. I never want to touch it again with a long stick.
Well, we don't have to. Like, there are some things that would be okay. Like, I'll vouch for a Lego Kung Fuoco because it's not that hard. I'm trying to think what other routines that I would want back that we have the songs for. Because I was about to say True, and I'm like, we don't have True.
We don't have to. I would not want to in K-pop. Like, it works, it's fun, but it's not K-pop style.
Ignition Starts. Vanya Hard Mix? Because that's what I'm thinking. We did give Ignition Starts a few new charts. But if it's specifically remixed, then I'm guessing you're talking about Vanya Hard Mix? So I'm pretty sure we revived that. But we didn't. I don't think we gave it any new charts, if so.
Vincent gave it a routine that was broken.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Oh well. It's a kind of a dead thing. So we're approaching 10 years since Infinity's last update. At this point, things just kind of need to go away. And this is coming from somebody that worked on the game. Like, it just needs to just kind of just be a piece of history and stay a piece of history.
New tunes.
Actually, no, I want better. I want better. Let's play it one more time. I'm just like barely hanging on by thread in spots.
Next stage.
Right now we do have kind of a conflict between what kinds of co-ops we should be adding to the game. Because I see a lot of complaints about like easy or sunny ones just being kind of the simple like player 1 and player 2 but do the same thing but mirrored. But you need some like those. And if you have too many complicated ones, then almost nobody will actually touch it because most of like the really, really good players don't really touch co-op. I do think things need to be overhauled from a like design perspective of how we're handling songs since so many things are so long now, but I don't know the best way to actually do that. Like, I will admit, I do not know what's the least volatile way to handle that situation, because it's a big can of worms on its own. I think 220 and 230 is about the max for an arcade song, only because I've been very Sega pilled lately. And my thought is really make the song only as long as it needs to be to get the main ideas across. Which is why I'm okay with how they cut Giselle, because I don't think an extra half of the drop actually adds anything to that song. It just ends up feeling more out of place, surprisingly. Cutting, yes, but there are some things where the standard length is the 230, and what do we do about those is the question. Did I just get one? Because I think I did. Oh! Okay!
You're awesome!
I'll live with that, that's fine.
Wow! New record!
That is true. Cool. Hi, Ola. Man, so
Next
that
stage.
is really hard to actually maintain accuracy because either you need really clean bracket cheating strats, which I don't do, or you need Eternal, most of it, which I'm already trying to conserve energy to get rid of again. Accuracy at it matters more than you think. That's kind of how I feel in my mind when I'm getting like FCs with like 99s. And it's like, whoopsie.
Hello, FC with 96.
FC with 92 because hi Mope Mope. My sight read of Mope Mope Expert in my mind was a 92 FC, but you still need a 97 to unlock it, or at least you did before Circle. So I couldn't play the Master until now that Circle is out and it's automatically unlocked.
Oh, that means you're gonna play Movie Master now?
Shit. Fuck.
Oh, don't worry because I'm not playing Movie either.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Although shoot it.
At DMV of all places? Look, I already have a perfect score on everything in Mope Mope in one game, and I have okay scores in another game. I can deal with a third.
Hey, did you perfect circle it?
Yeah, in Chrono Circle, yeah.
Oh, nice.
I did that like well over 2 years ago. Because I remember, like, shout outs to Philia, they're a great player, but they also flagged it on the very last note.
Ow.
And I was just like, okay, let me see if I can knock this out. And it took a while, but eventually got it. It is quite fun in Chrono Circle. And really not that hard to read, surprisingly.
It's one of the easier ones with Master. As long as you don't try to react to everything that's
Yeah,
going
it's
on.
execution-wise, it's not that bad. It's really just knowing how to read it. And if you know how to read it, it's not that hard. Alright, let this die for a second. We need to get our doubles. I don't have a whole lot of time left to play, so I kind of just need to play the other qualifiers.
Hey, is this really your best?
So I'm going to skip over the 23s. I'm just going to play the 24s and the 25s. So we have Full Moon, EON, Further, and Garage.
New tunes. Series zone difficulty zone level 16, level 19, level 24.
It's a fun game for what it is, but it does have its problems. Like I got my fun out of it for 2.5 years. I'm good with where I left it. Now I have my for my Circle game needs. I will say Chrono Circle, out of every modern music game I can think of, I think Chrono Circle has the overall most consistent quality in the song lists. Oh, hi Kenny. I got me a Kenny raid. Hi sir. Hope you're doing good today. Welcome in, Raiders. Anybody who doesn't know me, I'm Zelo, or Zello, however you want to say it. We're doing some Pump It Up stuff today, as usual. Spencer always agrees. I am playing qualifiers for an online Pump It Up like league season. This is just kind of a community run thing. It's just for fun, but it's a good chance to fix some stuff and get some good up scores, which I actually have so far. I still need to play 4 other songs before I leave, so we'll play for about another 15, maybe 20 minutes, and then I have to get ready for work. How was your stream, sir? Yeah, I'm trying to make sure my stomach doesn't go overboard. Because I always have to eat at least a little something when I wake up. And I try and wait a little bit to digest, but the cereal's kind of kicking back on me right now. Oh, nice. Oh, God. Oh, I hope that was fun. See, I love references like those. Like, the super secret level in Unmaking is references Heretic's first level, which I love. Even appropriately titled The Docking Bay. Ignore that I just did that.
같이 걸으면 어디에 있어도 함께일 수 있겠지. 잠시 동안 곁에 머물렀던 너의 따스함이 남아서 밤새워 잠들 수 없는 걸 살며시 다가가 말해주고 싶은 건 우리가 내셀 수도 없이 많은 그 빛이 하늘 가득 보이는 달빛 그 아래로 만나
이렇게 시간이 멈출 때까지
기억할게 날 다시 만날 수 있게 날내 꿈에서 그려온 날 기분도 바라는 너와 나 약속해 날 언제까지나 나만을 달리지 해줄게 이 세상 내가 언제까지나 알 수 있다면 그렇게 영원히 우리 나니까
Every time, every day, every time, everywhere. Good night.
밤하늘의 저 달빛이 깊게 잠들어도 너의 손을 놓지 않을게 꼭 기억해줘 날 다시 만날 수 있게 날내 꿈에서 그려줘 기분도 바라는 너와 나 약속해 날 영원히 빛나는 꿈별 같은 나의 너처럼
That was pretty bad. I'm gonna play that again. Not happy with that.
Unbelievable! You're the best!
I'm gonna play that one again. A lot of laziness.
Next stage.
Like, the ending is pretty difficult, but I should be nailing that.
기억할게 날 다시 만날 수 있게 날내 꿈에서 그려온 날 기분도 바라는
I'm not sure if it was not caring or me just like trying to refocus. Realistically, I know this song is late. I should just put on JT and just be done with it. Especially like EON is next, which is noticeably horrible on the sync. Like, I'm pretty sure if you play EON with its normal sync and hit the rolling brackets, what should be correct, you get goods. So here, why don't we just turn on... Let's turn on JT just so I can just not have to worry about it, just go. At least it's only 190. If it was 200, I'd probably be a little bit more lazy here.
시간을 따라 걸으면 조금씩 같이 걸으면 어디에 있어도 함께일 수 있겠지 잠시 동안 곁에 머물렀던 너의 따스함이 남아서 밤새워 잠들 수 없는 걸 살며시 다가가 말해주고 싶은 건 우리가 내
sloppy goods, but good enough.
Absolutely perfect!
That's fine.
Wow! New record!
That's fine. I think it's really more of a technique thing. And I'm just sliding over panels.
Game over!
Oh, come on, Lung. I don't feel like you're gonna collapse on me. Like, when I'm really locking in for that score and I have to, like, push lately, I definitely feel it in my lungs. Like, it's natural. It's just, yow. Just have to remember to breathe. Okay, so EON's next, which I have an okay score on. EON I have a decent score on, but it can be better. So we have EON for D24s, and then the 25s are Further and Groth. And I saw Rinker got a good Further score, so I need to at least match that, if not get close to my PB. And I have a pretty good PB. I'm pretty consistent with getting decent scores on that, but we're going to see if that holds up today. Because performance is variable. All you can do is just try and make your performance as consistent as possible. Alright. So EON. So this one's just a lot of constant stuff. So I just need to pace myself.
New 2. Use your difficulty zone double. Level 24.
Yeah, I've got a pretty good score on this. That being said, shout outs to Andamiro not even knowing what EON means. Somebody asked, like, what does EON stand for? And they're like, we don't know. Only Lapis knows. Only Lapis knows. Oh, God. So our sync is as good as we're going to get it with -5. But there's a lot of stuff that happens outside of the turn runs, so I have to really focus. And there's not a lot of break either, so I have to just kind of just push it. Like, thankfully it's only 165 BPM. myself around.
Hey, is this really your best?
Turn myself around for a second. Whoopsie. Let's look at that just to make sure that doesn't happen again. It shouldn't, but I was thinking a little too far ahead. So right after the 30 seconds. Okay. At least we've looked at the roadmap. We've at least looked at the roadmap. Oh, then. I'll just leave it there, that's fine. That miss sucked. That miss sucked.
You're the best!
Oh well. So yeah, that's what happens when you miss a hold. So now I got one at the end. But damn.
Next stage.
Oh. Well, at least that's taken care of. Like, that's good enough. Full moon might end up being a higher score anyway, so I'm not gonna worry too much about it. Because I forget what they use for the formulas for calculating like your tournament rating points for qualifiers. But assuming both songs are rated equal, Full Moon will be put higher. So that's fine. Sit for a second, then we'll go for Further and then Groth after that. Because especially since I'm running out of time for work, so I kind of need to get a shower and clean up. It's been a good session though. Like we needed a practice session like this, especially since I'm already doing a tournament next month. This will be my first Rumble in the Prairie in over 10 years. And the last one I visited was number 7 back in 2015. Oh, my lungs. Just make sure I breathe. Here, let this die for a second. And then we're going into Further after this.
Hey, is this really your best? Level 24, level 25.
I love this chart. Even like the drill section, at least makes sense, but that's definitely my least favorite part. But everything else is really cool in this chart. You just gotta work. Cool.
Wow! New record!
That's good. Yeah, I wish I hadn't gotten like the early bad miss. Early miss. But
Next
I felt a lot
stage.
more in control than I normally do. That was a really good score. Now I gotta play the one where stamina is actually gonna be a problem. Because it's this fucker over here. It is fun, but I have to really, really push that ending. You know, if the credit's gonna die, let me just let it. Because the credit's gonna end anyways.
Hey, is this really your best?
I did look at this yesterday for a bit, so I know the general game plan, but I have to work.
Game over.
Yeah, that was a good further. It's a really solid further for what it was.
Keep it up. New tunes. Difficulty zone double. Level 25.
Oh. Well, aside from Trick Lash, this is the fastest thing I'm playing all day. And I'm gonna have to move a lot more, so. Hold on, there is one spot I want to check. Nah, just run it. No, do the bracket. Do the bracket. And then we're going to pretty much run everything aside from the stairs. Just keep that for now. I don't have time. Tired and hungry.
Yes!
Okay.
Your skills are
Still
really
an improvement.
amazing!
Can be better.
Wow! New record!
The strats are good though. Strats are good.
Next stage.
Just have to keep up. Oh. Yeah, I gotta make sure I get enough air. So we have plans of where to bracket and when, and it's just an execution standpoint. But that was a good, considering like it's the only play I've done today and getting an up score. That's not an easy 25 to score up on, or even a pass. Like that's a solid mid-level 25. Like I know a lot of people struggle with it. It's a good chart though. All right, y'all. That's gonna be it for me. Thank y'all for watching. I'm going to send y'all over to the GQ channel because Back to Black is going on because it is Black History Month. And we have so much important culture all around the world, but especially in the U.S., that Black culture has helped shape. We wouldn't have a lot of things like jazz and such without those elements. So go say hi to the GQ team, whoever's running now, go give them some support. And I'll see you on next stream whenever that'll be. Thanks for watching, everyone.